This list of Canna cultivars is a gallery of named cultivars of plants in the genus Canna that are representative of the various Canna cultivar groups, i.e., groups of very similar cultivars. Names of cultivars conform to the rules of the International Society for Horticultural Science, ISHS, Commission for Nomenclature and Cultivar Registration, as laid down in the International Code of Nomenclature for Cultivated Plants. They are registered with an International Cultivar Registration Authority, ICRA, which for the Canna genus is the Royal General Bulbgrowers Association of the Netherlands. KAVB. Foliage group. Cultivars. F1 and F2 hybrids. Normally with small species like flowers, but grown principally for their foliage. This group has occasionally been referred to as the ANNE-AQT group, after the originator, Teilhard or ANNE-AQT, the world's first Canna hybridizer. However, the use of an accented character in the name creates problems, both in pronunciation and keyboard entry. That it was felt that as they were grown primarily for foliage, then foliage group was the better name choice. Crozet group. A cultivar group where the flower spikes are arranged close together on the stalk and have narrow to medium petals. There is always space between the staminodes when arranged formally, and the labellum, lip, is smaller than the staminodes, and is often twisted or curled. The pioneer of this group was Monsieur Crozet of Lyons, France, who started breeding Cannas as early as 1862, from stock originally developed by Theodore ANNE-AQT. They are sometimes referred to as gladiolus flowering Cannas, but describing flowers as similar to another genus is not encouraged. In the past, they were called the Canna times generalis L. H. Bailey garden species, but the use of another species for complex gardened hybrids have been replaced by cultivar groups in the International Code of Nomenclature for Cultivated Plants. Italian group. A cultivar group with large, fragile staminodes. Flowers are arranged somewhat loosely, with wide petals, so wide that there is no space between them. When arranged formally, the labellum, lip, is larger, or at least as large, as the staminodes. Unlike the other groups where it is smaller and sometimes curled, the stamen is also much wider than that in the other cultivar groups. Also, used to be called the orchid flowering Cannas, or C. times Orchioides L. H. Bailey garden species. Although such pretend species are now deprecated in favor of cultivar groups. In any event, it is difficult to see the similarity between this group and orchids. Most of this group obtained its larger-sized flowers from the introduction of Canna flaccida in the early 1890s by Dr. Sprenger in Naples, Italy, followed shortly afterwards by Luther Burbank in California, United States, with the same cross. Australian group. The result of a crossing of a foliage group seed parent with an Italian group pollen parent. C. Red stripe XC. Bengal tiger, which resulted in the very large leaves of the foliage group allied with large flowers. Premier group. This grouping contains cultivars that have a large, circular shape, without gaps between the staminodes when ordered. These are derived from triploids and crosses with the Italian group cultivars. Variegated group. Cultivars with variegated foliage, regardless of what other group they may belong to. Conservatory group. The growing conditions in a conservatory are quite specialized and do not suit many cultivars. This group have been selected for thriving in this environment. Required features being plant vigor, early flowering, foliar appearance, self-cleaning ability and good propagation qualities. The originator of this group was Robert Armstrong, geneticist, while he was working at Longwood Gardens in the United States in 1967. Aquatic group. Cultivars that thrive as marginal water plants. Characteristically, They will have lance-shaped foliage and long, thin rhizomes. Miniature group. Cultivars growing under 0.5 meters, 19 inches high. The flowers should be in scale to the rest of the plant. Agriculture group. Cultivars grown selectively for agricultural usage, normally for their very large rhizomes and a high starch yield. See Canna agriculture group for more details. Muserifolia group. The Muserifolia group, having large leaves and being either tall or giant in size, consists of cultivars whose leaves resemble those of banana plants. Genus Musa. Until this group was designated, the cultivars were considered to be members of the foliage group. See also: List of Canna species, List of Canna hybridists, Lists of cultivars, Klein's Canna collection.